This video is rated TV 16, has some harsh language which may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Heavy Metal Explosion coming at you with another figure review, and this is Chopshop. That's right. I did buckle down and I bought these guys. I bought them off of eBay. The only one I had from mass retail was this guy here. He was not my favorite. I picked him up in order to look at him, in order to originally review him, and was going to sell him. And then, of course, Siege broke loose, and I got to thinking, hey, why not go ahead and get the rest of the Insecticons? So I did. I went out and on eBay, where you can buy the, pretty much probably the KO versions of these guys. And bought them all. I unsure about about them, but because they fill in a basic hole for G1 season, the end of season 1, most of season 2, and then of course season 3 comes in and they're assimilated by Transformers the movie. Then I think you do see them a couple times in season 3 of Transformers, but they're not as widely marketed because their figures were discontinued. So I pretty much got them in there as the generic bunch to go along with like Reflector. Those that cast, or really to be alongside a Reflector, because we've seen Reflector a bunch, and we've seen the introductions of the Insecticons, and they were your generic mass army because they could replicate and have their clones. And obviously Reflector was considered one robot, but he had 2 others to make up the camera, so he was always seen in 3s. Along with that, you have your generic Seeker armada, where you had a variety of different color Seekers outside of your 3 main core Seekers. So that gave the Decepticons a very wide range of army builders, a large army. And with that being said, I wasn't sure how I was going to review these guys. I don't know if I should review them one at a time or all at once. So what I'm going to do is review Chopshop. If you want to see a review for all of them together, I'll do that. If you want me to review them one at a time, I will do that as well. Because again, I'm dealing with an older set of toys. These guys have already been reviewed, they have already been photographed. You know, it'll be up to you. I know I don't have a very big fan base, so any input that you can give me about these guys or any of my videos, please do so. I'm all for constructive criticism. So let me know. So again, this guy, I believe, or maybe I'm not sure at this point. As you know, I usually come unprepared, but I was thinking this guy came out first, but he might have come out second. Again, I didn't have a big interest in the Insecticons, so therefore I don't really, other than completing a wave, completing a certain sequence of toys for nostalgia purpose. That's the only reason why I have them in my collection at this point. So there you go. The figure is exactly the same. Another thing that I would like to see is, I know there was some Energon figures, and getting on, let you see the paint while I ramble on here, and they were called the Terracons. There were some insects, there was like a wolf or puma, there was a bird, and there was 4 of them. At any rate, I don't recall exactly what the other one was, but with the Insecticons and the clones for the Decepticons, they have a real good chance of bringing out, you know, if they want more kind of insects, beast bots, something like that, of creating these. I, for one, would love to have somebody paint them up and show them off. I wouldn't mind having an extra set in order to do that with, because I think it could really involve the Transformer lineage or history a little bit better. You know, hey, these are monster bots of some kind. They're what happens prior to the intervention of Decepticons and Autobots, etc., etc., what have you. Anyway, I know I rambled on. I'm sorry. You got silver, you got white, you got a beige Decepticon logo, and that's pretty much it for the paint apps. So let's get into transformation, if I can do it without breaking them. So we'll take the arms and pull them out. They tab in, mine tab in fairly well. Again, this is off of eBay, off of one of your Taiwan sites or Japanese sites or whatever. So ball joints are loose on this guy. So we can separate the legs and bring them down like so here, and this body collapses along with the torso, but if I'm not mistaken, this kind of it rocks out. And this body folds down, and mine is so tight, and it's probably because I got the legs in the way. So this body folds down, clips into place, and the crotch piece rolls up. The legs do fold back, and you know, I was transforming this because I am unprepared. Yes, that is my go-to language. Unpreparedness. That is mine. I coined that at this point. So I don't really look at the instructions. I'm G1S transformer guy. You know, we transformed our toys without looking at the instructions unless they were super difficult. So I never did do that. As a child, I always transformed them without looking at the instructions. And as you see here, my thumbs are in the way, but you take this piece and you roll it to the back and you flip the foot up. And what that does is it actually helps on covering up the that seems to have popped out of joint there, if you can't tell, because it looks like it's, there we go. There we go. So this helps to cover up the back ever so slightly. I mean, I guess it could come back maybe a little bit further, but full risk, because we know that every time I review a figure, it's a gamble. It is. It's a gamble. I could break this thing. My meat hooks are there, and I think the only reason why I'm going to get a decent following of people is to see, well, let's see what Heavy Metal Explosion is going to do now. Maybe he'll break an expensive figure. Yes, it could happen. So what we've got here is Chopshop, and his joints are hella loose. Hella loose. Let's look at this head sculpt. It's a nice head sculpt. It got a lot of paint applications on it, really. Silver, beige or orange. His chest, obviously. And then this comes out when you transform him. It's not bad. I dare say it's not bad. Again, if you want to see me break those guys, go ahead. Comparison. There we have. Yes, my figure, because I don't know if this is authentic or not, he does have a problem standing. Cosmos. Cindersaur. Titan Master. Thing. Saying how I just recently reviewed her. We'll do RC. Oh, how about another Legends? Skywarp. So, again, these joints are really loose. He has all the basic articulation of the New Age Legends. Legs, You know, this, like I said, this, you know, his joints are loose, knees bend. So you got your basic. It's good posability for these guys. They currently, I have a monster style shelf with a lot of my Dinobots, Headmasters, you know, just beast bots, aside from a couple of mini bots like Outback and Beachcomber. So that's where they are on my shelf. Again, if you can find these guys that are in good shape, good condition, they're not bad figures. Pick them up, and heck, pick up a bunch of them if you get them for $9 from the Asian market. Pick them up, customize them, make that deluxe Insecticon set that this this guy right here is from. I wish they would have went ahead and brought the rest of them out. They could have used, you know, at least Bombshell, maybe Kickback, probably Kickback. I mean, there was some kind of grasshopper in there. And then, of course, there was a fly, which would have been a little bit more difficult to do. But I think they could have fixed something up. But, yeah, it's a good figure. It's I enjoy the figure, you know, so far. So, until next time, guys.